So I was reading Matthew 22 the other day, and it says this. Jesus replied, "You must love the Lord your God with all your heart, all your soul, and all your mind. This is the first great commandment. A second is equally important. Love your neighbor as yourself." And I couldn't help but think about the importance of loving yourself from this verse. That it says, love your neighbor as yourself. And the fact that you can't truly love other people until you first learn to love yourself. And I love this idea. And that's kind of what inspired this piece.
All right, let's see who it lands on. Oh, sheesh. Come on, y'all. Let's worship right quick. Let's worship. Let's worship.
This is an example of what not to do at a house party. When throwing a house party, be sure to invite actual people for the betterment of your experience and the experience all around. Thank you. Have a nice day.
So I was reading Matthew 22 the other day, and it says this. Jesus replied, "You must love the Lord your God with all your heart, all your soul, and all your mind. This is the first great commandment. A second is equally important. Love your neighbor as yourself." And I couldn't help but think about the importance of loving yourself from this verse. That it says, love your neighbor as yourself. And the fact that you can't truly love other people until you first learn to love yourself. And I love this idea, and that's kind of what inspired this piece.
All right, let's see who it lands on. Oh, sheesh. Come on, y'all. Let's worship right quick. Let's worship. Let's worship.
This is an example of what not to do at a house party. When throwing a house party, be sure to invite actual people for the betterment of your experience and the experience all around. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Check that, bro. I did. It's on. Dang. Let's go. You good? Let me see those eyes. I got wings now.
Because
All right, watch this.
How you doing?
Oh my God.
No way.
That's witchcraft.
No way.
Do the
What in the world? This man's a witch, bro.
Things can be you when I want.
What in the world?
How is that possible?
I just think of tunnel work.
Wait.
Follow these steps to get a boyfriend or girlfriend.
First step is to be yourself. The second step is to be yourself. Boo! That's exactly why he's single right now.
Elevation Youth, what is up? Everyone in the room, what is up online? We are live. It's my favorite time of the week. I'm Leighton. Who are you?
I'm Eliza.
You're Eliza? What's your last name? I don't know that it... You're not supposed to be up here, actually. Mate? Is Mate around? No? No, you are supposed to be up here. You're supposed to be up. Oh, you're taking over.
Yeah.
Do you think... Okay, right now, quick poll. You think you could do better than Mate? It shouldn't be hard. You should be able to. You
got it.
You
Sorry,
can do it.
mate.
You can do it. Okay, so something little fun facts. First off, I want you to give everyone fun facts about yourself. 3 fun facts, really right off the top. I already have one, so you can't take this, so I'm going to say it. Miss North Carolina Teen 2019.
Yes!
Oh, man, let's go. Okay, give me 3 more fun facts right now.
Okay, I have this burn on my arm. I got it from oatmeal.
That looks like you need to get that checked out. That's
It's
something.
fine, it's fine.
Okay, second thing.
I'm going to Alabama next year.
Alabama.
Roll Tide!
Oh, Roll Tide. Oh, no. I'm a Notre. Okay, calm down, calm down. There seems to be an outpouring of Alabama fans in the room. That's enough. I'm a Notre Dame fan, so.
Oh, what? Boo.
They were booing at Rhythm Night. Yeah, things are getting aggressive. Okay, last thing, third thing, right here.
I like pasta.
You like pasta? I love Italian food.
Right?
Do you have a good Italian food place around here? Local place? You don't. So she doesn't love pasta that much. That's what I just found out. But on chat, I'm seeing you. I see you, Carrie. I see you, Grant. Hey, right now, stop what you're doing.
Everybody, we just lost power at Blakeney, and so hang in there just a few minutes. We're gonna get some things rolling again. Thanks again for being a part of Rhythm Night. I know you didn't expect to see me. I didn't expect to hop on here either, but we're getting everything back under control so that we can come back live with you in just a minute. Thank you again for being a part of Rhythm Night. We love how God is moving through you right where you are. Don't tune out, don't go away. Stay right there. We're going to be back in just a couple minutes. But again, thanks for being at Rhythm Night, and we will be with you in just a minute. Well, hey, everybody, just a little update. We're still working on it. We're almost there. We're about ready to bring Rhythm Night back to you. So thanks for not freaking out. Thanks for not leaving. We're going to come back in just a second. Again, if you're wondering what happened, why is everybody just kind of sitting around, we lost power at Blakeney. So I'm at Ballantyne, and we thought, hey, let's let them know what's going on. So we lost power at Blakeney. It's all back up now. We're just rebooting all the systems to get this live for you again in just a moment. So we'll be back in just a minute. Just give us a couple more minutes and we'll get back to Rhythm Night. Again, we love you guys. Thank you for being a part of the family. We appreciate you so much. Excited to see what God is doing through you right where you are. We love you. We'll be back with you soon. right, everybody. Last update. One more minute. One more minute. Thanks for waiting. Thanks again for being a part of Rhythm Night. If you just tuned in, or maybe you're like, what is going on? We are in a series called Death to Duets with Rhythm Night. Now, you're at Rhythm Night. You really are. You might not realize you are. We lost power at Blakeney, and Blakeney is where Death to Selfie was actually started, right there at Blakeney. So tonight, which is really cool, is we're broadcasting live from Blakeney, Death to Duets, that you're here and a part of. We lost power, but 1 minute. 1 minute, and we will be back live again. Thank you so much for hanging around. We love you guys. We love what God is doing through you, right where you are. And if you just hang on for just one more second, we're heading there right now.
Hey, we're back. Thank you so much, Chad. Okay, well, hey, everyone's still excited in here. We're all still excited. Yeah, let's go. Okay, so the power went out, and we're not entirely sure why, but it went out. The last thing I did say was stop what you're doing and share. So maybe there was something to it, and you guys shared so much that we knocked the power out at Blakeney. But without a doubt, you know we're onto something special if the power is going out, you know. Okay, but regardless, we're going to keep going. I'm Blayton Cortez. If you just hopped in, this is Eliza. Tell them about, we already kind of get your 3 fun facts. Let me see if I can remember. It was this burn, need to get checked out. Pasta, you love pasta. And your third one was? Roll Tide. Oh, Alabama fan. It was Alabama fan. And the room hated it. That was what it was. No, but hey, chat, I see you. I see all of you guys in chat. Thank you so much for sticking by. Let's just go ahead and jump into what we wanted to do, okay? Yeah. And we're in Death to Duets volume, and this is week 2. If you didn't see week 1, you can go back and check it out. Not now, but you can check it out later. But I don't know, what percentage of TikTokers do you think are putting on a face or something that they're not on TikTok? What do you think? Someone said 100%. Someone said everybody.
I know, that basically is what it is. I mean, I've done that before.
Yeah.
Like, we can all admit that we have.
Yeah, I think so too. I do that all the time right now. No, I'm kidding. No, so what we're going to do then, so first off, I don't know if anyone can tell, you online, you in the room, I haven't shaved, and I feel so uncomfortable. I feel so uncomfortable. So Carlos said I look great. Thank you. That's the type of affirmation that I need. So I live off that. So what I'm going to do, and I'm going to ask you to do, I'm going to ask you to shave my face right now in front of all these people. You don't even know. When I told you
I've never done this before. So if I cut them, then turn around if you don't like blood.
Then 911 on dial, just in case. Okay. What I'm going to do, and you guys can tell me if you guys think I should do this, I'm going to do your makeup. I've never done that before. I'm terrified of it. Let's start with that first. You want to do makeup? You don't seem very, can we get a close-up of, she did not seem very excited about it, and it makes me uncomfortable. We're going to do it, right?
Yeah!
Okay, we're going to go. We'll do it. Is this your makeup bag? Can I touch this?
Yeah, you can touch it.
It's bougie.
Look, this way.
Oh, okay.
You already opened it.
Bougie. I don't know. I mean, assume that I know nothing. I don't know what any of this is. Look at this. Your brushes have like a bag with a handle. What is this art class?
Look, this is
art class. I'm not ready for this.
He's gonna work with all of these.
I'm gonna work with all of them.
Basically, get ready.
I don't know if I have that type of time. Okay, I know this. Is this foundation?
Yeah.
This is foundation. Okay, we have to start. Hey, I got it. Okay,
First
cool.
step done, foundation.
Yeah, you got to have a good foundation before you start putting anything else on. Before you start doing anything else, you make sure it's rock solid. Okay, guys, come on. That was a spirit of death to selfie. That's a death to selfie. Hey, it happened here. Death to selfie happened in this room. 2014. How old are you?
I was 11.
I was 20.
He thought he was 10 at first. Don't let him get you fooled. He did his math wrong.
Okay, first off, I don't want to talk about how old I am. We're going to move on. We're going to do the foundation thing again.
He's twice my age.
Okay, that's enough. I'm going to, I need this. This, right?
Beauty blender.
You're going to have to talk to them while you do this, too.
Okay.
And you can, yeah.
Yeah, I got it.
have to do this.
All right, so we're going to, I'm scared. This is Laura Mercier.
Like this?
Yeah, you can put it on that. I'm so scared. Well, we're gonna. Yeah, that's good. No. No, don't rub. Dab. You can go to the other cheek too. You just have to blend it all around. How are you feeling?
I hate this more than anything.
I wish I could see to see if he's doing a good job. Yeah, I think you're doing good.
Okay,
Is it blended?
I was getting a little aggressive, and guess what? It's not blended at all. But I also found out that we're moving on. We have 4 seconds. We're going to Rhythm Night. Rhythm Night's starting. I don't care about mic check. Let's go, Youth Nation!
What's up, Youth Nation?
What's up, everybody?
We here, baby.
Yo, how y'all feeling?
We here,
Yo, I heard we got Gaston on the front row.
Gaston on the front row.
Yo, y'all make some noise, man.
Listen, my name is Carlos.
I love it. My name is Eddie, and together we are...
we Ketty, baby.
Ketty, baby.
So Ketty's in the building. Now, I said Ketty's in the building.
Yeah.
There's some other people in the building, too. So I don't know if y'all want to make noise. Are y'all here? Are you guys...
Let's go. Where y'all at? Where y'all at? Y'all feel good? Hey, I want to know what side of the room is really lit, though.
I mean...
Is it this side over here?
That's loud. That's loud.
I don't know.
I don't know about over here.
I think this side is popping. Yeah.
Listen, hey, they were loud, but y'all at home, put it in the chat. Where are you watching from, y'all?
Let's go.
Make some better noise.
Maybe the chat is popping.
Yo, the chat is going off right now. We see it, y'all. We see y'all. Listen, we are in Death to Duets, volume number 2, night number 2. Tonight is going to be a great night. I have a good feeling about this one, dog.
Me too, bro.
I have a good feeling. Last week was phenomenal.
It was incredible, bro.
Phenomenal.
God, he can anoint your avatar?
Dog.
Come on,
it's some good stuff. But tonight, I feel like it's going to be even better. It's going to be even better. Listen,
likewise, bro.
If you at home, I want to see. So we're seeing right now where you're from. You're putting it in the chat.
I love it.
I'm curious as to who's throwing a house party.
Yeah.
If you're throwing a house party, let me know in the chat right now. But maybe you don't know what a house party is, dog.
Yo, listen, a house party is the best way to bring Rhythm Night to you. You don't even got to pull up. You can have the same spirit, same worship, same word in the comforts of your own home. Let's go.
That's right. So you at home, wherever you are, you can throw a house party. It's easy.
Yeah.
Now, I feel like somebody is at home. Like, nah, I can't do it.
Yeah.
I don't got, like, I can't spend money on pizza. I can't, like, try and
I think we got you.
Hey, we got you.
Listen.
I'm going to pull up the chat right now.
Come on. Come on.
And I'm going to need y'all to be in the chat. If you are going to throw a house party, drop it in the chat. Say, I'm throwing a house party. And we go send you a little something,
we gonna
okay?
send you some shmoney.
So
Cash
we going to send you some money. Straight up.
To get you some food, man. Because you can't have a house party without good food.
Exactly. Get some Domino's or Pizza Hut.
Oh, bro. I like... What y'all like?
You gonna say DiGiorno?
Bro, sometimes you gotta eat sometimes you gotta throw it in the oven and make it do what it do.
That Domino's crust is unlike anything else. I'm looking in the chat.
I love it.
Antonia Cooper
Let's go.
said, I'm throwing one in Ohio
next Wait a second. Ohio? I'm from Ohio.
What?
Oh, wait.
They did it. They OHIO. Antonia Cooper, we're sending you some stuff right now, all right? So you can feed your people, you can throw a house party, invite all your friends. But listen, now we know Antonia's gonna do it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see who else is gonna do it.
Who's gonna throw a house party?
In the room next time, throw a house party, y'all.
Absolutely. And you know what else is a perfect compliment to a house party? An e-group, dog.
Wow.
Listen, tonight, now is the best time. If you have not joined the e-group right now, what are you doing?
Yo, straight up.
Listen, if you're in the chat, there's going to be a link in the chat for you to follow an e-group. If you're in the building right now, get connected to someone tonight and join the e-group.
Yes, I know Angela's throwing a house party with her e-group right now. That's shout out Blakeney. Do it up. I know Sharon is throwing one too with her e-group. Y'all, e-group is the best way to really get connected. So drop your name, your age, your location, and we'll get you connected to an e-group. Now here's the thing. We know last time we did this thing together, okay, we talked about fashion.
Yeah.
We talked about shoes.
We did.
But I didn't have the piece that I have now.
Oh, boy.
And y'all he's just wearing a flannel with a white tee. Yo, we got that Youth Nation merch, baby.
Nation!
Look at
Boy,
the back.
got this.
Look at the back. Look at the back. Look at the back.
Check the back out.
Wow.
Hey, bro.
But also,
you gotta model it for him.
But also, look at this back muscles, though.
You gotta model it for him, bro.
Look at these.
Give him some action.
Hold on, you know how they do this thing and they like that? I'm crushing it. Listen.
Bro went full physique model on us, my God.
I'm gonna keep this dangling.
Listen. Do you know what the TikTok joint is, right? Smile.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
All right,
so how does TikTok do it? You say smile with your teeth.
Smile with your teeth.
You raise your eyebrows.
Raise your eyebrows.
And then you don't smile no more.
That's your model face.
Not like that, bro.
Just go back and model this.
No, do it again.
All right, hold on.
Do it again. Let me see you.
All right,
don't lick your lips, dog. What you doing? All right. Smile with your teeth. Raise your eyebrows, and then don't smile no more. But then you.
I don't know how to do it.
Listen,
I don't know, bro.
Listen, I know y'all.
I don't know how to. Y'all laughing at it, bro? I thought it was dope.
When you don't smile, it's like just go serious. Don't just like.
That's not a model face.
Listen, we're not the real models, all right? Y'all at home, y'all in the room, y'all need to go get this merch, y'all. It's exclusive, baby.
It's so lit.
It's so lit.
And you can actually get that on our website, and that's store.elevationchurch.org.
There it is.
Y'all pull up. You guys can get it today.
You can get it right now, y'all. I mean, we're live.
Absolutely.
And we are live, so don't do it now, but like after, make sure you get a shirt. Make sure you maybe get it for your e-group, get it a gift, something. You can do it, y'all. But listen, tonight is Death to Duets.
It's going to be so good.
Part 2. Not only that, is we've got some amazing worship.
Oh my goodness. New song dropping tonight.
New song, baby.
Come on.
Last week we did like 3 songs. Now we go do another song. Y'all, if you're not already on your feet,
let's go. Get on your feet right now. Let's worship God together. Let's go.
Here we go. I'd rather slip, walk in the water, than spend my life wondering what if, Lord, if it's you, tell me to come, cause you alone can tame the wildest wind, I know I can make it, cause it was your voice that I heard, so I'm stepping out on your word. How you walk on water, one foot in front of the other. There we go. Never gonna let you go on. Just put one foot in front of the other. I got a faith deeper than feelings, cause I know a name that's greater than the storm. Come on. I got a God who never ever fails me. It's close enough to catch me if will you catch me? I know I can make it, cause it was your voice that I heard. So I'm stepping out on your word. Come on. This is how you walk on water, one foot in Come on, so hey. Never gonna let you go on. Just put one foot in front of the other. This do it with us, hey. This is how you walk on water. One foot in front of the other. Yeah. Never gonna let you go on. Just put one foot. This is how you walk. This is how you walk on water. One foot in front of the other. Never gonna let you go on. Just put one foot in front of the other. Hey, come on. I'm stepping out on your word. I'm stepping. Step right out, come on. I'm stepping out on your word. I'm stepping out on your word. Sing. I'm stepping out. I'm stepping out. I'm stepping out. I'm stepping out. I'm stepping out on your word. Hey. Okay, it go left right now. We go left right now. Walk it out. It go left right. 'Cause this is how you walk. How you walk on water. One foot in front of the other. Gonna let you go. Gonna let you go on. Just put one foot in front of the other. 'Cause this is how you walk. How you walk on water. One foot in front of the other. Here we go. Never gonna let you go. Let you go on. One foot in front of the other. Say the word. Yeah. Say the word. Say the word. Hey. Say the word. Say the word. Let me show you how to walk on water. Let me show you how to walk on water. Say the word. Let me show you how to walk on water. Let me show you how to walk on water. You ready? Hands up. I was searching for a better way, lost without a reason for the pain. But then you stepped right in and showed me grace. You found me, you found me. I can't get enough of you. You got my heart with everything you do. Now your love's making me new. You're the one I'm running to. Come on, sing it. Forever you're my reason. Gave my life a meaning. Got me singing through the night. I have found what love is. I won't stop for nothing. Got me dancing through the time to the rhythm of your heartbeat. Heartbeat. Hey. Heartbeat. Hey. To the rhythm of your heartbeat. Hey. Heartbeat. Hey. Heartbeat. Hey. Now I'm finding in a brighter day. You picked me up the pieces of my shame. You see my wrongs, but still love me the same. You want me, oh you want me. I can't get enough of you. You got my heart with everything you do. Now your love's making me new. You're the one I'm running to. Forever you're my reason. Gave my life a meaning. Got me singing through the night. I have found what love is. I won't stop for nothing. Got me dancing through the time to the rhythm of your heartbeat. Heartbeat. Let's go. To the rhythm of your heartbeat. 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 To the hands up. Hey, hands up. Hands up. Hey, hands up. Forever you're my reason. Gave my life a meaning. Got me singing through the night. I have found what love is. I won't stop for nothing. Got me dancing through the crowd to the rhythm of your heartbeat. y'all done? Are y'all done? 1, 2, bring the beat back now. Hey, bring it back. Come on, bring the beat back. Hey, bring it back. Hey, give me this to the rhythm of your heartbeat. Bring the beat back. Bring the beat back. Hey, bring the beat back. Cause give me this to the rhythm of your heartbeat. Let me see you dance. Let me see you. Let me see you dance. Cause give me this to the rhythm of your heartbeat. Bring the beat back. Yeah, bring the beat back. Hey, hey, give me this to the rhythm of your heartbeat. Patient Youth, we have a brand new song we want to teach you. Y'all want to keep dancing tonight? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. This one's called Slow Down. Here we go. Fast pace, long days. We live in a world that's too busy to wait. Am I doing the same?
Late nights, screen time. Scrolling so fast that we're missing your face. Am I willing to break away from the craziness? God, I don't wanna miss your presence. Your presence. Everything else can wait. All that I need today is your presence. Your presence. I need to slow down.
Hey,
help me to slow down. I need to slow down. Help me to slow down.
here we go.
No rush, just us.
I give you the time and I give you the space.
For as long as it takes, I stay here all day. If that's what you want, God, I'm willing to wait.
Here we go.
I need to slow down.
I need to slow down.
Help me to slow down.
Help me to slow down.
I need to slow down.
I need to slow down.
Help me to slow down.
Help me to slow down. So we're gonna, hey, to the right, hey, come on, to the left. Now, bring it back down, y'all. Hey, right forward now. Kick it out to the right, hey, to the left, hey. Bring it back now, y'all. Hey, bring it back now, y'all.
Cause all that I know is this. God, I don't wanna miss your presence. Your presence. Everything else can wait. All that I need today is your presence. Sing it. Your presence.
Hey,
All that I know is this. God, I don't wanna miss your presence. Your presence.
cause
Everything else can wait. All that I need today is your presence. Your presence.
Here we go.
I need to slow down. Come on.
I need to slow down.
Help me to slow down.
Help me to slow down.
I need to slow down.
I need to
Yeah,
slow down.
Help me to slow down.
Help me to slow down.
Have you ever said, new phone, who dis? That's what I want to talk about tonight. There's going to be some conflict when it comes to Jacob and Esau. Jacob was born trying to get ahead of Esau. I know what you're thinking. What is it? How does this relate to me? But isn't it interesting that we all have a me first mentality? Let me ask you a question. How can you begin to have a God first focus in a me first world? Pastor said it this way. He said, in order to find yourself, you must lose yourself. If you want to find you got to get rid of self. I'm just giving you a little context of where this is. And Jacob, all he wants is the blessing from his father, Isaac, for it not to go to Esau, but for it to go to Jacob. This is where the problem lies, is Jacob begins to live in the land of The land of But like, yeah, she's smart, but I'm smarter. But the issue with the land of Ur is that you'll always find somebody than you. Let me tell you something. Tonight, I want to help you understand. We need to get teenagers to realize, stop hiding. We don't need to hide anymore. We don't need to be a Jacob at 76 or at 16 going, you know what? I'm out. Let me tell you something. He can't anoint your avatar. He can't minister to your mask. He can't save your selfie. He can't direct your duet. If you are trying to get the blessing of Esau and you're Jacob, you're doing it wrong. And the reality is this is what I love about Jacob is that he began after hiding for 21 years. He says, you know what? I'm through with it. I'm going to come back home. And then he begins to wrestle with God. But all of his life, he had been grabbing for something, and finally, something grabbed for him. That's what happens when grace gets a hold of you. He flips everything upside down. This is interesting to me. What I'm telling you, stop wrestling with the people that don't matter. Wrestle with God. And the reason why we won't wrestle with God is because we're thinking, God don't love me. It's not how it works. The reason why you wrestle with God is to understand who you really are.
Well, come on. How many excited about tonight? It's part 2 of our brand new volume entitled Death to Duets. Look at your neighbor real quick. If you are online, put it in the chat, say Death to Duets. And here's the deal. This is a 7-year rendition of a Pastor Stephen series that he did actually on this very stage. Here, we're here at Blakeney this week. Happened in 2014. And so we said, you know what, we're gonna do it again. It was so good, and all of y'all were in eKids at this time, so you missed all of it, okay? And so we're really excited about it. We did part 1 last week, and really what we're doing is we're talking about the story of Jacob. Everyone say Jacob real quick. And here's what I want you to do. If you're online right now, you have the opportunity and what I'd like to say the assignment of that where you can actually share the link right now and still get people to come on and enjoy this and learn something from this. So if you haven't shared right now, make sure that you do that. In fact, if you're in the room, I want you to take your phone out. I want you to get onto the stream, and I want you to share it as well. This is a really easy way to start the conversation about Jesus, okay? It used to be a lot harder back in my day, Carlos. You know what I'm saying, right? It was a lot harder. Now it's like, hey, check out this link, you know? Like, that's it. That's 4 words. That's pretty quick. That's pretty easy. And so make sure you do that. We're looking at the story of Jacob. Now, I told you a lot last week. If you missed it, you got to check it out. It's on YouTube. It's free. You're welcome. And but tonight, I want to talk about something, a particular aspect of selfishness called impulsivity. That's what we're going to do tonight. Is that okay? Are you getting nervous? Is your pulse going up right now? You're like, impulsivity? Oh my gosh, was that the Red Bull or am I nervous? And really what this does is it really keeps us from taking a hold of what God wants to do in our life. Impulsivity. You know what I'm saying, Key? This can keep us from taking a hold of everything that God wants for our life. Now, what you're about to experience here is one of the most ridiculous stories in the Bible. I'm telling you right now, it's stupid. It's silly. It makes no sense to me. Like, I'm like, are you serious? Like, it's ridiculous. Look at your neighbor and say ridiculous. Okay, you don't believe me. You don't believe me. You're looking at me like, oh, okay, whatever, Tim. Okay, Genesis 25, 24 through 34, 10 verses. Are you ready? Watch how ridiculous this is. Now, you already know a little bit about Jacob and you know a little bit about Esau, so go with me here, okay? When the time came for Rebekah, her to give birth, there were twin boys in her womb. We talked a little bit about this last week. The first to come out was red, and his whole body was like a hairy garment. So they named him Esau. This was Chewbacca baby, okay? This was not Baby Yoda, okay?
After this, his brother came out with his hand grasping Esau's heel. So he was named Jacob. Remember, Jacob means heel grabber. It also can mean deceiver, okay? Isaac was 60 years old when Rebekah gave birth to them. They started late. The boys... The boys grew up, and Esau became a skillful hunter, a man of the open country, while Jacob was content to stay at home among the tents. Remember, he's a mama's boy, okay? So you got Esau, the deer hunter, and then you got Jacob, the mama's boy, okay? One's not better than the other, I'm just telling you. Isaac, who had a taste for wild game, loved Esau, but Rebekah loved Jacob. And once when Jacob was cooking some stew, Esau came in from the open country famished. He said to Jacob, quick, let me have some of that red stew. I'm starving, I'm famished. And Jacob replied, well, first, sell me your birthright. Remember, he was always trying to grab the heel. He was always trying to get ahead. Do you remember this? Sell me your birthright. Verse 32, look, I am about to die, Esau said. What good is the birthright to me? But Jacob said, swear to me first. So he swore an oath to him, selling his birthright to Jacob. And then Jacob gave Esau some bread and some lentil stew. He ate and drank and then got up and left. And so Esau despised his birthright. Look at that last piece right there. So Esau despised his birthright. That's one of the most sad scriptures I've ever read before. Tonight, I want to talk about, and I'm going to actually present it as a question, and I want you to put it in the chat, and I want you to ask your neighbor this. This is the title of my message tonight. Have you ever been hangry? Look at your neighbor, tell him. Just ask him real quick. Have you ever been hangry? Put it in the chat real quick. Maybe ask your mom. Maybe ask your friends, your house party, your e-group. Say, have you ever been hangry? Have you been there before? We do some crazy things when we get hangry, don't we? Right? Gets a little interesting. Look at your neighbor and say, I think I hear your stomach growling. Barb thought that was funny. You sound hungry. Okay, what you got to understand is this is the worst negotiation of humanity. This is it. It's worse than some of the negotiations that you do with the devil. It is so bad. This one's the top. This one hits the top of the list, okay? I've seen some teenagers do some things, but I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't never seen a teenager do it this bad. This is bad. I mean, this is messed up. It's wrong. It's a bad trade. He said, if I'm starving here, I would love that bowl of beans. And Jacob said, okay, cool. Give me your birthright. This is a bad trade, okay? This, like, you got to understand, a birthright means, like, they get double the inheritance. Y'all don't like double in your wallet? Am I the only one? I love double. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, come on. Isaac was loaded. His dad was loaded. He had all kinds of money, all right? Esau made a bad trade for a bowl of stew. How many of you got a pen? You got a pen? You got a pen? Let me have that. Oh, that's cute. Elevation pen. That's nice. Did you steal this one too? No? Okay. Here we go. You got a pen? How many of you got like a really nice car? Anyone got like a really nice car? Now, I mean like it's okay. Like, we ain't gonna burn you here in this church for having a nice car. Like, you ain't gotta worry about that. Y'all started freaking out. Y'all like, what? Like, no, that don't mean think that. Just means you get to go to heaven faster. I'm just kidding. How many of you got like a really nice car? Not like, oh, I got a Taurus. Yes, I got a, woo, thank you, Jesus. Like, yeah, we thank God for your Taurus. But I mean, like, everyone would think that you have a nice car. Do you got a nice car? Anyone got a nice, you got a nice car? Okay, what's your car? What's your car? A Mercedes. Okay, a Mercedes. That makes sense. Everyone thinks that's a nice car, right? Okay. I will trade you
this pen for your bins. No? Is that a bad trade? That's what this is like. This is a bad trade. There you go. You can have it. Good catch. This is a bad trade, fam. I'm just trying to get you to understand. How stupid would that be if she gave me the Mercedes-Benz and I gave her a pen that I just found over here? Would that be ridiculous? It would be ridiculous. It's a bad trade. Look at your neighbor. Put it online real quick. Say it's a bad trade. This is what I want to do tonight. I want to give you 3 cautions. I'm going to give you 3 cautions that when I look at this story, I'm like, man, if we can just begin to understand this, I think it'll begin to help our hearts. And I want to start with the first one. Number one. We're going to use these cautions as points, okay? Number 1, the first caution is that you have to beware of mistaking growth for maturity. Beware of mistaking growth for maturity. Verse 27 says this, the boys grew up. But did they grow up? They are fighting like 5-year-olds over a bowl of stew, a bowl of beans, and their birthright. But it says they grew up. And I told you, and at this point, they are 60 years old. But they grew up. Right? They grew up, but are they really? Right? There's a way in which you can grow up, but you cannot develop within. Right? There's a lot of this happening in culture today. There's a lot of this happening in this scripture, which I'm thinking, okay, we can relate to this. We can begin to understand this on a deeper level. Right? Esau got really good at what he did. He was a hunter, right? But he didn't grow into who he was. Right? He grew in skill, but he never grew in character. Is someone coming to your mind right now? He was good at killing his dinner, but he never got good at controlling his appetite. You see, some of us are really good at charm. But we're really, really bad at self-control. Some of us have gotten good at what we do. We're good at sports. We're good at talking. But we have yet to get good at controlling our temper. You see where I'm at? What you got to understand is that you cannot mistake growth for maturity. Don't mistake age for wisdom. This is huge. We're asking the question, did he really grow up? It says in verse 28, Isaac, who had a taste for wild game, loved Esau, but Rebekah loved Jacob. Let me tell you something. So the father loved Esau, but this is what it says. Isaac, who had a taste for wild game. Why did it say that before it said loved Esau? Isaac had a taste for wild game, loved Esau. Why didn't it just say Isaac loved Esau? I think, and this is just a speculation. This ain't necessarily from Jesus. This is just a speculation. I just want us to think about this. Maybe Isaac loved Esau because of what he did for him, as opposed to who he was. Okay, if that's happening, we got to be careful for our own lives when things like that are happening to us, right? Does that make sense? Okay, just a speculation. Verse 29, once when Jacob was cooking some stew, Esau came in from the country famished, and he said to Jacob, quick, let me have some of that red stew. I am famished. Okay, here's what you got to understand. Is Esau is coming in from the open country, and he's starving. Famished just means like starving, like I'm going to die if I don't eat, okay? Like this is an experience that none of you probably have ever experienced. Maybe some of us have, and I pray that you haven't. But this is like, famished is like you are about to die. You need food. And he's like, hey, I need some food now.
And Jacob begins to take advantage of him. He said, oh, yeah, you hungry? I cook. What's up, mama's boy? Hashtag. I cook. Why don't you give me your birthright? This is interesting. This is a great lesson for all of us to learn right now. Be careful who you talk to when you're in a susceptible state. If Esau would have known, I'm weak right now, be careful who you talk to and who you get vulnerable with. You see where I'm going with this? You see what I'm saying? Look, sometimes if you hear the wrong voice, you might make some of the wrong choices. That's the first question I asked my 14-year-old son. I'm like, what voice are you listening to? What voice are you listening to? Because a lot of the choices you make is because of the voice that you actually hear and listen to. Because what you got to understand is this. If Jacob's like, yo, bro, yeah, give me your birthright and I'll give you this stew. You know what doesn't make sense? Esau was hairy and big. Why didn't he just beat Jacob up and say, give me that stew, boy? You know, no? Am I right? Why didn't he just beat him up, bro? That don't make any sense to me. I'm like, this has a lot of context here. Break his nose, give me the stew, and we're good. But see, when you're weak and you're hungry, you forget how strong you are. Okay, this has got to relate to you a little bit. Have you ever felt weak? Have you felt hungry for popularity, hungry for influence, hungry for that? I'm there, right? I'm in your stew right now. You ain't liking this. And all of a sudden, Esau, this big dude, big man, hairy guy, manly man, all of a sudden becomes a drama queen. Verse 32, look, I am about to die. Do you know someone like this? Some of y'all giggling online. Do you know someone like this? If you're in the room, don't look at the person you're left or right. Do you know someone like this? They are drama queens. Carlos, why are you amening right now? Why are you amening so big right now? Do you know some drama queens? This is what happens to Esau. Okay, he becomes a drama queen. Let me give you the second caution. Beware of unsatisfied appetites that become exaggerated emotions. Ooh, now that begins to make me question and go, if I have an exaggerated emotion, what appetite is unsatisfied? What appetite is unsatisfied? Because here's the deal, he was in trouble and he was hungry. Now, I don't know about you, how many snackers in the house do we have tonight? We got any snackers? I'm talking, I'll eat a honey bun on the minute. I don't care. It doesn't matter. I got great metabolism. I'm okay with it. I'm blessed. I love that. My legs look like they're toothpicks right now, and they're 9 feet tall. I'm okay. I love me some snacks. Okay? Now, my son, my 4-year-old, he's a snack king. It's upsetting me. The snack king. Yeah, his teacher's here right now. That's true, right? He will not eat breakfast, lunch, or dinner. He will snack the whole day. Okay? Now, if you go to any good nutritionist, you know that you are not supposed to starve yourself if you want to lose some weight. Like, that's one of the worst things that you can do. You got to get on a regular diet, right? Now, here's the deal. I know I'm using this food analogy right now, but don't just think of it about food. I want you to think about it with your heart. This is not just about food. This is about your heart. The reason we make bad compromises with our integrity is because we get too hungry. We didn't pack a snack. You see it? I'm like, I used to yell at my little boy, like, hey, what? You can't snack all the time. And now I'm looking at this and going, if Esau would have packed a snack pack, he wouldn't have turned into a drama queen and would have given up his birthright for a bowl of beans. This is interesting. This is interesting to me because there's no excuse for you to go hungry in this church. It blows my mind. It blows my mind. Like, it's astonishing to me. It astounds me. It is so magnificent when I have teenagers come to me and go, y'all aren't really there for us. And I'm like, the amount of content, the amount of times that we go live, the amount of times that we're putting stuff out there, I'm like, you can't go hungry in this place. From weekend experiences to every Wednesday to every Thursday gaming streams to podcasts to YouTube videos to devotionals to Elevation Rhythm playlists. I don't know about you. I ain't never had an Elevation Rhythm in my youth ministry. It's going to be very hard for you to get hungry here unless you don't pack some snacks in your life. Look at your neighbor and say, get a snack pack. So we can all relate to Esau and how our emotions get exaggerated when we get too hungry. Amen? Right? And what I have found is that a lot of us will get so hungry that we then begin to need people to be something that only God can be. And then we find ourselves so lonely. And then we go to the club. And then we have sex. And then we compromise. Oh, you don't? Okay, I'm sorry. So then you get lonely, and then you go to Pornhub, and then you compromise, and you find yourself hungry, wondering, how is this happening? What am I doing? Why am I compromising? Because you're hungry. Because you're hungry. And so you find yourself talking yourself into forfeiting your faith. That's what we do. We start talking ourselves into it. You know what? This just ain't my thing. This just ain't my church. This just ain't my church. They just ain't about me. They don't get me. You see how I'm forfeiting and I'm talking myself into forfeiting my faith? Look. We all got unsatisfied appetites. So then we've got all exaggerated emotions. So we're a lot like Esau, right? Look at your neighbor and say, you like Esau. Put it online. Say, I'm an Esau. So he says, Jacob, I will give you my inheritance for one bowl of bean soup. Can you give me that bowl right there, sweetheart? Thank you so much. Got a bowl right here. It's kind of a big bowl. This is like my cereal bowl. Come on, somebody. Put some Cinnamon Toast Crunch in there. Hallelujah. So Jacob said, yeah, I'll give you this bowl if you give me your inheritance. And all of a sudden, everyone say the immediate needs start to feel so urgent. Has this happened? And when your life is empty, you start letting people fill your bowl with things. I think this is interesting. I know we're talking a lot about food, and I know I'm making you hungry. And if you're online right now, you're probably making a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and God bless you. My 14-year-old son, he's one of the most disciplined people I've ever seen when it comes to eating. And I don't like him for it. He won't eat a honey bun. He won't eat cookies. He won't eat desserts. I'm like, we go to a Mexican restaurant, and I'm like, El Monterey. You know what I'm talking about? El Monterey. Chewy's. No? Okay. I did two, and it didn't hit for any of them. So I'm not trying for a third. Texas Roadhouse. Okay. Texas Roadhouse. He won't get a Dr. Pepper? No. Coke? No. I mean, water, chicken, rice, lettuce. I'm good. I'm like, no. Now, he doesn't just do this like once a month, fam. No, it's weird. It's weird. I didn't raise him like this. I don't know what's going on. I didn't raise him like this. This dude eats so healthy. And I am the bad father. that like bakes cookies and eats it in front of him. And I'm like, I know you want one. And there was one time where he's like, okay, can I have one? And I was like, yes, eat the cookie. And he ate it. And I'm not gonna lie to you, it's the most accomplished I've ever felt in my life. I said, I finally got him to eat it. Sucker. Okay, we don't need friends like that. But I can't help but to think that Esau just needed a friend. He's like, Jacob, give me the ball, and I'll give you my birthright. If Esau just had a friend in that moment, he could have been like, hey, bro, bad idea. Like, he wouldn't have been doing what I'm doing. Like, yeah, you should get those beans. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, he's like, nah, this is a bad trade. I think this whole story could have been completely different if Esau would have had a friend. He would have said, walk away from the bowl. Look at your neighbor and say, walk away from the bowl. Let me be that friend to you tonight, because I haven't necessarily been that friend to my son. Let me be that friend to you tonight. Walk away from the bowl. Walk away from the bowl. From the bowl of beans, because you're hungry, because you're starving, because you're famished, because you're trying to get something in your life, and you will sacrifice almost anything for it. Walk away. The bowl isn't worth it. I know you're tempted to compromise yourself, but it's not worth it. It's not worth it. And this is the third caution. Beware of the temptation to give up what you want most for what you want now. You have to beware of this, Key. And this is the caution that I watch 80% of teenagers do in the last 10 years of me being a youth pastor. I watched this one right here completely take teenagers' lives. And they don't even think it, because they're like, oh, no, they think suicide. No, I'm talking like it's subtle compromises. It's subtle decisions. It's one bean here and one bowl there and one bean here and one stew there and one compromise here and a little bit of your character there and a little bit of your integrity there and a little bit of your faith there and a little bit of your strength there. Look, it's birthrights for bowls of beans. It's not worth it. We sacrifice and we give up what we want most for what we want now. We sacrifice legacy. We sacrifice purity. We sacrifice impact. We sacrifice power for a bowl of beans. A bowl of beans. And it's a bad deal. It's not going to satisfy you. It's not going to take care of you. It's not going to honor you. It's not going to respect you. And I know what some of you are saying to me, but I ain't got a birthright, Tim. I ain't never had a preacher. I ain't never had a dad. I ain't never had a mom tell me I had a birthright. Well, let me be the first preacher to tell you this. You do have a birthright. You are a child of God. You have a spiritual inheritance, every single one of you in the room, every single one of you online, from wherever you're watching around the world. There are things that God has set aside specifically for you that has your name on it. It has your name on it, Key. You have a spiritual inheritance. You have a birthright. But what we do is, just give me that bowl. Just give me that compromise. You know what's interesting? Is the devil can't take away your birthright. All he has to do is get you to give it up. That's it. That's why I've been a youth pastor for 12 years. The greatest thing about this generation is the potential that you have to change the world. You want to know what gets me and some of my friends through some of the sickest moments in this world? Is we look at you. Because the potential of what you can do, the potential of your voice, the potential of your words, it's amazing. That's why we put hundreds of thousands of dollars into this ministry for you. For you. It's not for us. It's not. It's for you. We didn't necessarily get it right the whole time, so we're trying to help. Okay, you know what the thing that frustrates me the most about being a youth pastor? About being a kid, or about being a father? Is when you watch a teenager, you watch a child walk away from that potential. And they go, you know what? I don't need that birthright. Let me have the bowl. Knowing that the bowl will never satisfy. Knowing that the bowl will never get you to a place that you've actually wanted to be. Always leaves you famished at the end. 3 things that can happen to your birthright. It can be doubled, given away, or transferred. That's it. You can't steal it from you, but it can be given away. You see, God has given us peace. That's a spiritual inheritance. John 14:27, it says, peace I leave with you, my peace I give you. You have inherited that. That's a birthright. But the devil has a bowl of worry waiting for you in the morning. Are you eating beans for breakfast? Are you eating beans for breakfast waking up? God has given us joy. It says joy unspeakable and full of glory in the Holy Ghost. That's the King James Version. He's given us joy. The devil can't take your joy. God gave it to you. But the devil's got a bowl of grumbling. Sulky soup. Ready for you. What you taking in the morning? Eating a bunch of beans for breakfast? God has given you a testimony. It says put it on the stand so it can light up the house, not under a bowl. But ain't it right that my temper often fights my testimony? There's these bowls in our faces, back and forth, and what we find ourselves doing is trusting our senses rather than the Spirit. I'm hungry here, I'm hungry there, so what's one compromise out of 20? Hey, I've done it too. That's why I just hit it head on. That's why I hit it spot on. I've done it too. Well, I didn't mess up for the last 2 weeks, but like one time, now, that's all right. It's not that bad. And we just take bowls and trade them in for our birthright every single day. I end with this. I thought this was very interesting, and this is something that Pastor Stephen brings out in his message. It really blows my mind. And the writer of Hebrews says something about Esau, the guy who trades the birthright for a bowl of beans just because he was starving. It says this, it says, see to it that no one falls short of the grace of God and that no bitter root grows up to cause trouble and defile many. You ready for this? This is the writer of Hebrews. See that no one is sexually immoral or is godless like Esau. In this moment, the writer of Hebrews shouts out Esau. He thinks to himself, sexually immoral, and then godless. Who is godless? Oh, I know who. Esau. How would you like to be remembered by that? Someone who trades their birthright for a bowl of beans. Completely remembered forever, for the rest of his life, as godless. You know, you've heard the phrase in the scriptures that talks about the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob. I wonder if Esau wouldn't have traded his birthright for a bowl if it would have been the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Esau. I wonder if it would have been like that instead of godless Esau. Some of you look at this and go, I know exactly what bowl I'm trading in for a birthright. And different things have come to your mind. And now you look at a godless Esau and you begin to have shame cover you and guilt wash over you. Here's what I want to do tonight. I want everyone to stand in the room. And if you're able online, I want you to do this as well. I didn't want to end there because I feel like that would have been kind of bad. Like, okay, like don't be like an Esau. But aren't we all? Right? Aren't we all? This is why we need Jesus. And I'm not talking about TikTok Jesus. Okay, I'm not talking about the Instagram Jesus. I'm talking about your Jesus. Like I'm talking about the real Jesus. The Jesus who is not, and I want you to get this, the Jesus who is not about picking sides or being right, but is about relationship with people. That's the Jesus I'm talking about. But that comes first. Not about being right. I'm going to let it sit. Not about picking sides. I don't care what side you're on. It don't matter to me. Republican, Democrat, black, white, Baptist, Protestant. I don't care. I don't think Jesus cared either. I don't think Jesus cared at all. Jacob, Esau. It wasn't about being, he had relationship. This is why in Romans 8:29, it's so amazing to hear about what God was trying to do, even in the midst of knowing that Esau would be godless and that Esau would pick a bowl over his birthright. But he wanted to remind us of this. Romans 8:29 says this. Remember, Esau was the firstborn. Do you remember this? Jacob was second. Romans 8:29 says, for those God foreknew, he also predestined to be conformed to the image of his son, that he might be the firstborn among many brothers and sisters. Why is this important? Because if you just read Jacob and Esau, you would look at that and go, well, I can't trade my birthright for the bowl, and if I already have, now what? Now what do I do? Because when Esau did that, he couldn't get it back. Hebrews said he was godless. But Romans 8:29 says that Jesus came down from heaven to be the firstborn so that you and me could go, I may have traded my birthright for some bowls, but because of Jesus Christ, he said, I'll give it back. He said, I bled for it. He said, I believe it. He said, I need it. So come on, raise your hands and let's sing this song. Come on, right now. Better than you, there's nothing. Better than you, there's nothing. Nothing is better than you. With every head bowed and every eye closed, I want to give you an opportunity to come into a right relationship with Jesus Christ. And what we're saying is that you want to put Jesus at the center of everything that you do and everything that you are. You believe that He is real. And we're just going to ask you to pray this prayer along with me. And there's nothing magical about the prayer. There's nothing weird about the prayer, but it says that you have to confess with your mouth and believe in your heart that Jesus is Lord and that He raised Him from the grave. So I want you to say this, and the entire family is going to say it with you. I want you to say this. Say, "Dear Jesus, I thank you for who you are. I thank you for who the Bible says that you are. I believe that you died on the cross. You rose from the grave, defeating all sin, defeating all shame. You've given me a birthright. I don't need a bowl anymore. Help me not to compromise. Help me to align with your spirit. Make me a new creation, and I will follow you." And here's the deal. Here's what I want you to do. Usually we say, hey, on the count of 3, once you raise your hand, and we're going to celebrate with you. And I want to do that. But you know what? I want you to tell someone. If Esau would have just had a friend, everything would have looked different. And I'm telling you, you might have came in here into the room. You might be alone online, but you got a phone. You could text. You got some people right here. But you know what? I might need to create a friendship right now and say, hey, I gave my life to Jesus. I want you to do that tonight. I want you to do that as we begin to sing some songs and we go into a time of worship. And maybe for you it wasn't, hey, I'm starting a brand new relationship, but you're going, you know what? I'm tired of compromising. And I'm ready to walk away from the bowls. And I just feel it impressed on my heart before we go into worship. I need to talk to all my sisters real quick. I got a line for you. I got a line for you. If a boy ever comes to you and he's touching you in places where you shouldn't be touched, where he shouldn't be thinking about, and y'all are doing some things that y'all shouldn't be doing at 15 and 17, I got a line for you to tell that boy. You nothing but a bowl. You nothing but a bowl. You nothing but a bowl. I ain't playing with you. Yeah, and you know what? I'm going to leave it like that because I know how I was when I was a teenager. And it would have been great if someone would have told me that. It would have checked me. It would have checked me real quick. And you know what? I'm tired of all this. Women don't stand up for themselves. Yeah, they can. They can. Just do it. Do it one time and watch it. Do it one time, see if they mess with you again. Do it one time and see if they ask you to compromise one more thing. Y'all guys, you stand up. Do it one time. Do it one time. And boys, you already got that. You already got something out of what I said to you. Don't be a bowl. No one likes anyone with the bowl cut anyways. So don't be a bowl. The only person that can pull off a bowl cut is Evan Norris, and that's it. That is it. Don't be a bowl. Are we trying to be bowls over here when we got birthrights? When we got birthrights. So God, in this moment, we come to you. We focus in your presence. In this room, all over the world, online, right now, in the kitchens, in cars, house parties, and eGROUPS. We will lift our hands to you. Come on, everyone, right now, just lift your hands like a funnel so the Spirit can run down. Like a funnel, come on. We worship you. We praise your name. We sing and rejoice in who you are, in the birthright that you have given us, in the spiritual inheritance that you have blessed us with the hope that you have put on us, with the grace that we begin to understand day after day after day. And we sing and we love and we honor you with our lives, with our lips, with our ears, with our voice. Right now, one generation, one gospel, one Jesus. Come on, there is nothing better than you.
searched the world, and it couldn't fill me. Man's empty praise and treasures that fade are never enough. Then you came along and put me back together, and every desire is now satisfied here in your love. Oh, there's nothing better than you, Lord. There's nothing better than you. Oh, there's nothing, nothing is better than you. And I'm not afraid, can you just say, to show you my weakness, my failures and flaws. Lord, you've seen them all, and you still call me friend. 'Cause the God of the mountain is the God of the valley. We say, and there's not a place your mercy and grace won't find me again. We say, oh, there's nothing better than you, Lord. There's nothing, no, better than you, Lord. There's nothing, and nothing is better than you. Can we just sing it out? Oh, there's nothing better than you. Oh, there's nothing better than you. Oh, there's nothing, nothing is better than you. Turn mourning to dancing. You turn beauty for ashes. You turn shame into glory. You're the only one who can. Come on, can I have someone to say? You turn mourning to dancing. We say you get. You turn beauty to army. We say you turn seas into highways. You're the only one who can. You're the only one who can. Oh, there's nothing better than you, Lord. There's nothing better than you. Oh, there's nothing, nothing is better than you. Can I have someone to sing it out? We say, oh, there's nothing better than you, Lord. There's nothing better than you, Lord. There's nothing, nothing, nothing is better than you. 'Cause there's nothing, God. Can we just sing that one more time? There's nothing, say, better than you. Oh, there's nothing, nothing that I wouldn't trade for you, God. 'Cause you're better, you're better, you're better. Nothing, nothing's better than you. Let the King of my heart be the mountain where I run, the fountain I drink from. Oh, he is my song. Let the King of my heart be the shadow where I hide, the ransom for my life. Oh, he is my song. We say, let the King of good. Oh, see, you are good. You're good. Oh, you are good. You're good. Oh, you are good. You're good. Oh, say, let the King of my heart be the wind inside my sails, the anchor in the waves. Oh, he is my song. Let the King of my heart be the fire inside my veins, the echo of my days. Oh, he is my song. Let the King of my heart be the wind inside my sails, the anchor in the waves. Oh, he is my song. And let the King of my heart be the fire inside my veins, the echo of my days. Oh, he is my song. 'Cause you are good. You're good. Oh, say you are good. You're good. Oh, you are good. You're good. Oh, you are good. You're
You're never gonna let me down. 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 Come on, we sing it. You're never gonna let. Oh, come on now. Let's finish back. You're never gonna let. Come on, say to the chat right now. You're never gonna let me down. You're never gonna let. You're never gonna let me down. 'Cause you are good. You're good. Oh, yes, you are good. You're good. Oh, you are good. You're good. Oh, you are good. You're good. You're never gonna let me down. You're never gonna let me down. No. You're never gonna let me down. You're never gonna let me down. No.
Come on. Somebody give God praise, man. Wow, this was incredible.
Amen, amen.
Wow.
Ooh, I feel good, bro.
Man, full, dog.
I had to wipe my teeth before I came out, but I feel good, man. What a night, y'all. Did you guys have a great night tonight?
Absolutely.
At home in the chat, drop it in the chat. Did you guys have a phenomenal time?
Throw some fire emojis in the
fire
chat.
Emojis
was incredible, man.
Is the right emotion, I think. Fire emoji.
I think we gotta talk about takeaways. Amazing sermon, man. Hangry.
Hangry?
Man, I know that feeling, man.
I do get hangry.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Oh my goodness, man.
But
One of the things Youth Pastor
Tell
Tim
me.
said, he was talking about be careful who's in your ear when you're hungry. right? When you're starving.
Yep.
And it just makes me think about all of the crazy things that are going on right now in our society, right? And it's tough. Yeah, we saw a little justice yesterday, and we have so much further to go. But here's a perfect time when you're feeling stressed, when you're feeling worried, when you're feeling anxious about all the things that are going on in our world, to join an e-group. This is the perfect time to connect with people of God, to connect with people that are going to fill you up with the right things and help you activate your faith.
Absolutely. I think, and it's not even just like a plug. I really think having people around you in an e-group at your house party, having people around you. One thing that stood out to me was like, the devil's not going to steal your birthright.
Ooh, give it up.
But I give it up. How many times do I listen to that voice?
Wow.
Aside from the voices that are in my e-group, pastors, people that are really trying to encourage me, how many times do I fall to that side?
Absolutely.
If you got people around you, if you got your e-group, man, it really could help out a lot. And so we want to invite you to really be a part of an e-group, okay? You can do it anywhere.
Let's do it.
All across the world. If you're way over there in Asia, if you're in South Africa, Egypt, wherever you are, you can get an e-group. So drop your name, your grade, and your location, and we'll get you connected. Trust me, we'll do that.
And not only that, but whatever you're into, we got gaming e-groups.
Oh yeah, we do.
Right?
Absolutely.
If you're into sports, if you're into whatever, we have an e-group for you. So don't think we don't, yo.
Great. And if you're already in an e-group, it is a perfect time to talk to them and be like, hey, we're throwing a house party. We're not going to just talk about it. We're going to be about it. We already gave Antonia $50, a quick little 50 spot. Who's on the 50?
Jefferson? Andrew Jefferson?
Who's on the 50?
We should know this. I don't carry cash, though. I don't carry cash.
I know. I carry 100. I know who's on 100, though.
Yeah.
Let me stop. But we just gave Antonia something to help her launch a house party. Absolutely. And you guys could do it, too, wherever you are. Listen, YTH is right around the corner.
Absolutely.
We're getting ready for some good
Who's
stuff.
excited about YTH 2021? That's right. Pew, pew, pew.
Yo, so throw one, tag us in it, and low-key, invite Ketty, because we're trying to slide through.
We're trying to pop up to some house parties. And we're trying to see who's got the best food at the house parties, too. You know what I'm saying?
Show us. We need it all. Don't forget, the drip is out right after this.
Absolutely. Grab it.
Grab the shirt,
Go grab it.
I said limited quantity, so make sure you get that.
Absolutely.
But the crazy thing is, amazing night.
Yes.
Phenomenal night.
It's not over.
It's not even over, dog.
It's not
even over, man.
We got some more, and we're so excited. So don't go anywhere if you're live on the chat right now.
For sure.
We want you guys to stay for real talk. We're going to be dissecting this sermon a little bit. And here, don't go anywhere. We're going to talk about it a little bit more, because we want to make sure that the word, the powerful word that went forth on tonight, actually takes root in your heart. And that's so important.
Yeah, for sure. And we talk about e-groups for so long. You're like, okay, cool, but what does it look like? This is what it looks like.
Absolutely.
This is what it looks like to get people around you. And first of all, speaking about people, Pastor Tim, right at the end of this, was like, hey, if you gave your life to Christ, make sure you tell somebody about this. Make sure, but also, in the chat right here, we're dropping a link. If you're at home and this really hit you, and you're like, you know what, I gave my life to Christ, there's a link right there. Hit that link.
For sure.
You could, if you're like, I don't know who to tell, you can tell that link, because we're gonna, that's us. We'll get connected with y'all.
Absolutely. Best decision that you can ever make is to give your life to Christ.
Yeah, so we're hyped, y'all. Rhythm Talk is in Rhythm Talk. Low-key, did I just invent something?
Rhythm Talk, real talk. Let's get into it.
We have real talk in just a second. But if you're just joining us and you missed out on an amazing word, check this out. But the only way to end it is one way to know how to do it. Prayers up, rhythm high, big love. So prayers up, rhythm high, big love.
And this is the third caution. Beware of the temptation to give up what you want most for what you want now. You have to beware of this, Key. And this is the caution that I watch 80% of teenagers do in the last 10 years of me being a youth pastor. I watch this one right here completely take teenagers' lives. And they don't even think it, because they're like, oh, no, they think suicide. No, I'm talking like it's subtle compromises. It's subtle decisions. It's one bean here, and one bowl there, and one bean here, and one stew there, and one compromise here, and a little bit of your character there, and a little bit of your integrity there, and a little bit of your faith there, and a little bit of your strength there. Look, it's birthrights for bowls of beans. It's not worth it. We sacrifice. And we give up what we want most for what we want now. We sacrifice legacy. We sacrifice purity. We sacrificed impact. We sacrificed power for a bowl of beans. A bowl of beans. And it's a bad deal. It's not going to satisfy you. It's not going to take care of you. It's not going to honor you. It's not going to respect you. And I know what some of you are saying to me, but I ain't got a birthright, Tim. I ain't never had a preacher. I ain't never had a dad. I ain't never had a mom tell me I had a birthright. Well, let me be the first preacher to tell you this. You do have a birthright. You are a child of God. You have a spiritual inheritance, every single one of you in the room, every single one of you online, from wherever you're watching around the world. There are things that God has set aside specifically for you.
Wow, what an amazing message. Let's give it up one more time for our youth pastor, Tim. That was insane. I know you were taking notes, because we were all taking notes in the room, at home, at your house party, wherever you are. And we're going to actually spend some time talking about this. Is Real Talk, where we have real conversations about what we have just heard. And we're going to break it down real quick, right? We have some amazing youth with us right here. My name is Gina, and right next to me I've got Jerice, I've got Jackson, I've got Laylee, and I've got Cam. Give it up for all these amazing youth. And let me tell you, they have such wisdom, such wisdom. So I want to first tackle one of the most important questions that Tim asked us, and that is, what is your favorite snack? Come on, I know you all have one. I know you all have a Cheetos? Cheese? Like just cheese? What kind of cheese? Cheddar? Cheddar? I'm with you there. Sharp cheddar? I got you, man. I got you. What about you, Cam? Favorite snack of all time? Like, what did you want your mom to pack for lunch? Like, that's what you wanted in your lunchbox. Do you have lunchboxes here? Okay, I feel like there's a little cultural divide right here. But what was your favorite snack?
Probably say Doritos.
Doritos?
Yeah.
Okay, the question is blue or red?
Red.
Okay.
Red, yeah. Red.
Okay.
Ew.
Okay.
No, that's weird. No,
I feel like there's already some division in the room.
Red. I won't judge you. Don't worry.
Yeah, red for sure.
Hey, who's red, gang? Who's in
red Doritos?
Yes, red is superior.
No, blue Doritos. Blue Doritos. Yeah. Jerice, what was your favorite snack of all time?
I would say probably gummy bears.
Gummy bears?
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. Laylee?
I'd have to say Nutter Butters. Those.
Awesome.
Okay, that seems like that's a good response. Very good. Okay, Jackson.
Okay, have you ever had those pop corners? You know what I'm talking about?
Are those
in
like
the
those
bags?
triangle things?
Yeah.
White
cheddar? Yes, white cheddar. Yeah,
I want to
that's
see in
the
the
best
chat
one.
what are your favorite snacks. There's a lot of people for red Doritos. Red Doritos. Okay, good. We have a few blue Doritos. Okay, but I think it outweighs. Pretty good, not bad. I'd like to also know, we spoke about being hangry. People get hangry up in here. I get so hungry. What is one word you would use to describe yourself when you're hangry? Like, what mood do you switch to? What do you become? Definitely not that one. I'm not even going to repeat that one. I ain't even going to repeat that one. What are you going to say?
I have like a whole alter ego. Like I'm a whole different person.
Really?
Like, it's insane.
You
don't
become
even wanna
Letitia.
I'm like unapproachable.
Laylee.
You don't want to be near me.
Cam, how would you express yourself when you're hangry?
Very quiet.
Really? Anyone get like silent?
Yeah.
Anyone have a parent who like when they get angry, they get silent and you know it is over.
Or it's
it is over.
Laylee,
Oh my
Nicole, and I'm like, oh, she must be hungry.
There we go. I would say brutal. Like if I get hangry, I get brutal. I will snap back at you. It's very un-Christ-like. You don't want to be around me if I'm angry. Jerice, how about you?
I feel like frustrated because I'm not like getting anything to eat.
Yep.
I would just get like mad at everything.
I've got some people in the chat saying grumpy, irritated, impatient. Someone said chocolate. I think that's a snack, not how you would describe yourself. Chocolate. Anxious, Ooh, I've never thought about getting anxious. You get anxious when you're hangry? Okay, okay. Very interesting. Well, let's talk a little bit about like what some of your biggest takeaways from the sermon were tonight. What's something that Pastor Tim said that just stuck out to you and it hit you real deep?
You should never like trade your birthright for like, I guess he was trying to say like the devil's urges.
Yeah.
Or like in the story, like Esau's bowl of soup or whatever. So I feel like you should never trade what God has planned for you for for the devil's urges.
That's good. Don't trade your birthright for a bowl of beans, right? Anyone feel like maybe I traded off really bad before? Like I've made a bad trade. Anyone made a bad trade before? Yep. What was it for you, Cam? Your takeaway?
I think it would be like being hungry and kind of like what Dries was saying about not trading like your calling for something that might look good at the moment.
That's good.
So understanding that, okay, what the Lord has for me is for my future, not for like my pleasant pleasure. So.
Yeah. And that was one of the cautions that Pastor Tim spoke about, right? He said, beware of the temptation to give up what you want most for what you want now. That is so important. Has there ever been a time in your life where you have traded off just because you wanted immediate gratification?
I definitely have. I
And what was that?
With a lot of relationships that I've been in, I kind of sacrificed my heart so that way I didn't have to be lonely. You know, you give your heart to someone and you expect it back and then you don't get it. And it just leaves you kind of feeling like you gave your kind of like your birthright to someone. So
that's really good. Have you ever, Pastor Tim was speaking about starving, like when we get really hungry, we get dramatic, we get anxious. Have you ever starved your soul or your heart?
I think so. I think not reading, because sometimes I feel like not worthy of reading. So then like through not reading, through not worshiping, I'm starving my spirit. So yeah.
I think sometimes when you don't know your worth, you fill yourself up with things that won't fulfill you.
Yeah.
I know for me, I like to snack on things that, you know, like ramen or like Doritos, you know, things like that, that I know that, you know, an hour from now, I'm still going to be hungry.
Come on.
I think it's more of a matter of finding things that, like a full meal and where you find that from, that you'll be full for a while.
Okay, I want to go back a little bit there because you said something so deep. I don't know if anyone caught this. She says, we like to snack on things that don't even fill us, right? A couple hours later, you still have that need. You still have that hunger. So let's get real for a second. What are some of the things that we snack on?
Probably like, I guess, popularity. Like, especially in like this like day and age, I feel like everyone wants to be like popular or like have clout.
Yeah.
Or, like everyone wants to be high up and be like that person in school, like everyone knows and all that stuff. And I feel like to do that, you have to do things that aren't really godly to look like that good, and it isn't worth it.
Popularity is tasty, right? A tasty snack. What else?
I think it would be, I'm a people pleaser sometimes. So I will please people to make sure they feel okay. But for me, it didn't help me at all. It just kind of like did nothing. So sometimes I need to focus on me and make sure I'm okay before I go please somebody else.
And I think to add on to that, I think sometimes we pack snacks for everybody else, and then we're out and we're still hungry. So.
Come on, who thinks Laylee should just bring the word right now? That's amazing. Jackson, what about you? What are some things that you found yourself snacking on?
I feel like when I'm bored, I just grasp whatever is like, whatever I know and whatever I'm familiar with.
Yes, that's good.
I just go for that because I know what I'm getting myself into, and I think it's gonna be all right because I'm here now. But like, I don't know how I'm gonna turn out after that. But
yeah, that's so good because that's kind of what comfort food is, right? We turn to comfort food to snack, and it's like cake and chips and ice cream, or popularity and searching for what people say, or the bad stuff we should not be looking at or listening to, and we snack on this comfort food that we think is gonna give us comfort, and it never does.
Something you just said about like, I feel like the enemy sometimes gives us things that look good at the moment. So like Doritos and all these snacks look good at the moment, but later on it does nothing for us. Yeah. So I think it's like finding out, okay, like what is real and what's not, because the enemy is smart. You know, he's gonna find things that are gonna weaken you that look good at the moment. So
that is great.
I feel like we forget what God has already done for us. So we feel like we need to fill what we feel like empty with. And we forget that God has blessed us in the past. And we think those blessings have nothing to do with where I am right now. But your life is just a sequence of miracles and blessings that God has given to us. And it wasn't our doing. It wasn't what we did that made us be a good person or something.
Yeah.
So we forget what it's like to be loved. Yeah. And when he's really just right there, we just need to call out for him.
That's so good. That's so good, Jackson. Hey, I'd love to know what you snack on. Like, what are those things that you turn to for comfort food? Put it in the chat. Let us know, because we want to know what those things are so that we can be praying with you. We can sit and talk about it. But one thing that Tim also spoke about was like, okay, in order for us not to get hungry, we need to pack a snack pack, right? So now let's talk about what are the good snacks that we can put into our snack pack that will fill us up, that are wholesome. We were joking backstage because we were talking, what are your favorite snacks? And they all asked me, and I'm like, I love fruit. They all laughed at me, and I'm like, but that's a good snack. That's a good snack. That's a wholesome snack. So what are the things that instead of the comfort food, the junk food, in terms of our souls, what are the good snacks that we should be packing so that we aren't getting hungry?
Can I say, you can trade a bad snack for a good snack? Like, you can trade worry for faith.
Come on.
So you can be more faithful in God when you're going through tough situations.
That's good.
And stop worrying, stop being anxious, and just let him handle it.
That's good. That's good.
I think that's something that I'm still figuring out myself. But something that I've noticed is, snack foods are convenient. It's easy to go into your pantry and find Doritos. It's easy to go into your pantry and find something made out of, garbage. But it's a matter of making the food. It's a matter of, expanding outside of your comfort zone, meeting new people, going to church, inviting new people, joining an e-group, doing all these things. Like, you have to actually work for it. And the food that will fill you up isn't going to be easy to find. You have to actually make it yourself. Right. So just look for those things that will fill you up.
Yeah.
And God has provided you the ingredients to make this feast, but you go to the pantry and you pull out a Snickers.
Come on.
And you're like, I'll just eat this for now and see how hungry I am after this.
But that's the thing. What Laylee was saying is that it takes effort. It takes cooking. It takes preparing the food. It takes work, right? But I love that analogy.
I think what you were saying about it not being convenient and like being practical, like that means getting up early, and taking time out of your day to get in his word. Because if you see like with worship and stuff like that and music depends on our mood. Like if we're listening to depressing music or music that doesn't feed our spirit, we can't expect to produce fruitful stuff.
That's right.
So it's like, am I going to get up early? Am I going to stay up late? Am I not going to hang out with this person? Am I going to go home and spend time with my family or rest my mind instead of doing what's convenient? Because I feel like our relationship with Christ is not supposed to be comfortable.
That's so good.
We're not of this world. So I feel like we have to, the way we handle situations has to be set apart from everybody else.
That's good.
Yeah. Going off of what he said, I'm going to say that you have to be like uncomfortable to find our relationship with God. Like you have to wrestle with him and talk to him all the time. And even if like you do something bad, you still got to talk to him and wrestle with him to find out who you really are. Because we don't really know who we are because God created us in his own image.
Yeah. That's good.
Something that I've realized growing up is that the devil is really good at convincing you it's healthy. There will be things in your life and you're like, this will take me far. And it's a matter of reading the packaging label. It's a matter of how many servings.
Come on! Come on, yes. Freaking read that packaging label. Anyone ever been on a diet and you're like, how many grams of sugar, how many calories? Why are we not doing that with our lives? Why aren't we doing that with our spiritual walk with God? Why aren't we doing that with our relationships, our friendships? That's so good. I want to shout out a couple of people. I saw procrastination, anxiety are things that people want to trade out. Grace says, I try to remember scriptures for moments when I feel attacked. And that's so good because instead of anxiety, I can shift to scripture. Instead of procrastination, I can focus. Instead of worry, I can put on some worship, right? So we can trade out those snacks, just like Jerice was saying. Really, really awesome. Keep those comments coming in the chat. I want to see what you guys are taking away from this. And as we kind of close this, I would love for us to think about what are we actually going to trade in. So there were two kind of trade-offs that Tim spoke about, right? The trade-off where we're trading our birthright for a bowl of soup or a bowl of beans that isn't worth it. But then also that we can trade off, because of what Christ did for us, we can trade off the negativity for the positivity. We can trade off that anxiety for peace, right? So what are the things that you are going to trade in, give to Christ so that he can give you something better?
I think for me it would be fear and actually having faith in him. So I feel like the opposite of faith is fear and vice versa. So it's like understanding that he forgives me for the sins that I did yesterday, and I would do tomorrow and next week. So it's having faith in him and saying, okay, I might mess up, but that's the reason you died on the cross for me.
That's good.
So I think it's not having fear for what he already has control over. So
that's good. Alicia says in the chat, I should snack on my worth rather than validation. Come on. And she's in the room. Come on, girl. That's deep. Okay, what are you trading off?
Just my self-worth, I would have to say. You know, I think I give a lot to other people, and then I just don't get it in return. But I think the real question is, do you want people to see you as godless or Christ-like?
Yeah.
You know, how are you presenting yourself to others? Because it's really easy to say you believe in God and then go and do the wrong thing. But it's a matter of show God through your everyday actions. Show God through who you are.
Yeah. So as you're trading into Christ, you're trading that selflessness, self-worth that you probably degraded yourself or think less of yourself. And what are you getting in return? What is he filling in return?
I think it's more of an understanding of who I am, because, you know, it's really easy to feel like you're hungry all the time, but it's a matter of where are you turning to.
That's good.
And once you realize that God is always, you know, in your pantry, God is always in your corner, God is always around you, that's whenever you're going to be filled.
That's great. That's so good. Jackson, what about you? What's something that you're trading off with Christ today?
I don't know. I haven't really thought about that. I'll think about that.
Okay, we're going to come back to you. How about you, Jerice?
Well, I can't find the words for mine, but I think I'll trade in, like, my insecurities. And I think a lot of people can relate to this when we don't really feel like we are deserving of God's love or deserving of everything that he's done for us. I think I'm trading that in for just having faith in him and just knowing that he made me and he has a special plan for me.
That's good. That's really good. I think even where you are at home or at a house party, in this room, any time that you feel like you're going into this week where there is an insecurity, where there is worried, where there is not a good self-esteem, picture yourself giving that bowl of beans that you originally traded off with and getting that feast back from Christ. Picture yourself getting all that amazing goodness. Whatever it is you're trading tonight with Christ, whatever it is you're getting back from him, make sure that you remind yourself of that throughout this week. Whether you have to write it down on your phone, on your journal, whether you need to put it up on your mirror and say, I'm trading my anxiety for peace, or I'm trading my stress for, I don't know, whatever it is you need. If you're trading your stress in for satisfaction in Christ and who he made you to be, right? Whatever it is that you need to trade off with him tonight, I want to encourage you to talk with your e-group, talk with your e-group leader. Let them know, hey, anytime I feel anxious, anytime I feel stressed, anytime I feel like I cannot do this anymore, I want you to remind me that I can trade it in for something better. I can trade in that comfort food, that junk food, for a feast. And keep that in front of you. Remind yourself of that throughout this week. We want to encourage you to keep this conversation going. Have this conversation with your e-group. Make sure that you are thinking about this throughout the week. And we're so glad that you're with us tonight. We know that it was so much good meat, right? So much good meat we can take away. We could sit here for a long time talking about this. But we are so grateful that you're with us. Make sure you can still join an e-group, drop your name, your grade, and your city in the chat, or you can DM us on Instagram. Share this with a friend. You can catch us back up on YouTube tomorrow night for our gaming stream. And as we go out, as always, I want you in the room to say this with me too. Prayers up.
Rhythm high.
Big love. See you next week.